guys, welcome back to my page. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a Christian life coach and content creator, and if you're not new here, then welcome back. Thank you for being here again and for always supporting. I hope that you guys are having a great day as you're watching this. To be honest, I am not having a great day, and I'm just saying that because I just want to be honest. And I think sometimes you go on social media, on Instagram or on YouTube, and a lot of times people come across as really happy, or I actually think the key is that normally people will only show up when they are happy, or at least they can kind of pretend. And I don't think that it's being fake. I think it's just that you're trying to put forward what you think everyone wants to see. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm having a tough day, not having a good day, struggling today, but not every day is like this. And I had a really great day the other day. I had like one of the best days I've ever had the other day. So yeah. Before I jump in, I just wanted to say, just in case you guys didn't see the post, super exciting. My husband Adam just launched his own channel, his own YouTube channel. And just to clarify, the reason why was not because he's going to be doing videos like just separate from me and we're not doing them anymore. We will continue to do sit down videos together on this channel. But like I asked you guys in my last video, what do you guys think about Adam having his own channel, to be able to speak more directly into the life of men and to grow his ministry and business with men? At the same time though, his channel is open to everyone. I know you guys enjoyed watching his videos when they were on this channel, so please go ahead and subscribe and watch his videos and like them. And in fact, it's actually just going to be double the content for you guys, which I think is great, because I think he's going to be putting videos out on Wednesdays and I'm going to be putting them out on Fridays. So if anything, it actually produces more content. And so thank you guys for your feedback on that. And we've also prayed into it, and we were trying to decide if he should just put out the content on this channel, but I think it's great for him to have his outlet as well. Like I've said in the post, Adam is also very creative and he has different ideas that resonate more with him that he wants to do, and then I have different ideas that I want to do, and so I just think it gives him more creative expression and just being able to flow more and put up content as he feels led. So I'm really proud of him, and I feel like I'm just really happy for him. So make sure that you guys go and support him, and thank you so much for all of you who have already supported his channel. So for this video for today, I just wanted to share with you guys something that I've been doing recently that I've found to be helpful in my quiet time, and just a couple of revelations that I've gained this past week. Maybe if you're feeling your quiet time is a little bit dry and you just want to change it up, I just wanted to share with you guys what I have been doing recently. So I have this daily devotional book called New Morning Mercies. New Morning Mercies. I think it's easier to see it this way. All right, it's a little bit overexposed, but anyways, I took the cover off of it. Okay, something just fell out of the book. It's by Paul David Tripp. New Morning Mercies, a daily gospel devotional. No, okay, it's not gonna focus. It's just a little bit too bright, but it's okay. Anyways, so it doesn't have to be this specific devotional. If you have any daily devotional that you have, I think I have a couple different ones, and you can kind of just like switch it up. But what I've been doing recently is, of course, they have, each day, like today, or the one that I'm going to read to you guys is November the 30th. And it just has like a one-pager of a daily devotional. And then underneath it says for further study. And then I go and I read the further study and I meditate on it. And the reason why it's been helping me lately is because I just get my highlighter out. I got this pack of highlighters on Amazon, and I really like them because they're very like neutral colored. And anyways, I'm not like a big fan of like neon yellow, and this is literally like a beige highlighter. Just hard to see. Okay. yeah, so the reason I've been finding it helpful is because sometimes if you don't know where to pick back up in the Bible, or even for an example, like I'm doing my Bible study with Adam in the evenings, we're going over the book of Hebrews, and I was also doing a different plan, but I kind of just felt like the plan was just like, I was kind of just going through it in the motions, and I wanted to just, I don't know, you just want to change it up sometimes. So I found it to be helpful to go over the devotional, highlight whatever stands out to you, and then back up that devotional with scripture by reading for further study and encouragement, and then go over that. So yeah, I wanted to share with you guys, and actually the other thing I just wanted to say is that the reason I've also been finding that to be helpful is because I feel like even though it's maybe a little bit shorter because it's not a full chapter and it's only one page, but I find it to be, what's the word? Just like quality, because you're just reading a little bit, but you're getting revelation from it instead of just forcing yourself to get through a whole chapter of the Bible because you feel like you need to, but then you're not getting anything from it. So there's that. And then there's like a sunflower seed shell in this book. I don't know when I was eating sunflower seeds. So I'm just going to share with you guys a couple things that I wrote down. So in this morning's devotional that I read, it was saying that there are two lies that just as humans that we have been believing. And it says the first lie is the lie of autonomy. And I highlighted, this lie tells you that you are an independent human, that your life belongs to you, and that you have the right to live your life as you please. So that was the first one. And the second lie is the lie of self-sufficiency. This lie tells you that you have everything within yourself to be what you're supposed to be and do what you're supposed to do. And I mean, those two things really stood out to me. Well, they're the only two lies on there, but it really stood out to me because, I don't know, I really resonated with it. I don't know if you guys struggle with that at all, but I feel like it could be all generations, but I know for sure that my generation and the millennials, I think, really struggle with entitlement, and just this idea that like, yeah, you can be anything you want to be, you can do anything you want to do, and you're entitled to those things as well. Like you deserve to have your dreams, you deserve to have everything. And that is not biblical. And yeah, so I think it's just a great reminder of like when you become a Christian, like your life is not your own, your life has been paid for and bought at a price. And it is hard to kind of, I think, renew your mind to kind of understanding that we're not entitled to do whatever we want and have whatever we want. And that's hard. Like I struggle with entitlement, to be honest. I think it's just, I don't know, just my generation. I don't know. And then the second lie about self-sufficiency. And I feel like that also has been something, especially as of recently. Again, I don't know if it's just my generation. I'm sure it's not. But I have noticed it a lot in my generation. Several years ago, less than 10 years ago, I feel like the whole self-development stuff became super relevant and just all over social media, and everyone's talking about like self-care and mindset, and I think everyone was really trying to get into this whole like self-improvement and bettering yourself, including myself. I really got into it, though I was, to be honest, kind of always very familiar with those topics because growing up my parents talked a lot about inner healing, but they were talking about it from a Christian perspective, but I kind of was getting into it from a worldly perspective from a young age. Anyways, yeah, so I think just having that reminder that of us feeling like we have everything within ourselves and we are the answer and we are enough, which is not true. And I'm not going to be specific with this reference, but there was someone who came out recently and was just saying like, I am enough, and it was a Christian, and just saying like, I am enough. And of course other Christians hearing this are like, but that's not true. Like, it's not about you having everything within yourself to be enough. It's about Christ being enough. Anyways, so for further study and encouragement, it was in John 15, 1 to 17, but I'm just going to read a part of it. Actually, I'm going to read this part first. So it's the vine and the branches. So the parts that I'll just read the parts. I won't read the whole thing. So it says, so this is Jesus speaking. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. Every branch in me that does not produce fruit, he removes, and he prunes every branch that produces fruit so that it will produce more fruit. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me and I in you. Just as a branch is unable to produce fruit by itself unless it remains on the vine, neither can you unless you remain in me. And just to paraphrase, basically saying, you can do nothing without me. And the parts that I highlighted is that just as a branch is unable to produce fruit by itself unless it remains on the vine, neither can you unless you remain in me. And also just that the prunes that produce fruit, it will be able to produce more fruit as it's pruned. So again, I know, like, if you're familiar with reading the Bible, this is like Bible 101, and you're like, yeah, I know I have to remain in Jesus so that I'm able to basically be fruitful. But what I really liked, going back to this devotional, I want to read something here. It says, the flower you plant in your garden is not self-sufficient. If it is not weeded and not watered, it will not grow. You and I were created to be dependent first on God and second on others in interdependent relationships. And I mean, obviously they're backing it up with scripture and everything, but it really stood out to me when it said that the flower you plant in your garden is not self-sufficient. And it just tying in with the fact that he said that we were created to be dependent on God. And I just feel like that is so countercultural, because I just feel like there's such a culture of independence. It's such a culture of independence, and like, I don't need anyone, move out of my way. But realizing, like, even like a flower that you plant, it needs you. I mean, it doesn't need you, but you know what I mean? Like, it needs to be watered. It needs God to grow it. It needs us to take care of it. And yeah, I just feel like it is just so countercultural to hear that. And it's just such a good reminder, because as I woke up this morning, I just woke up by myself at 5:45, not willingly. So I was like, okay, I'll just have my quiet time. And I felt like the Lord was kind of showing me just prior to that, like last night, you need to, don't try to heal on your own. Because I'm just sorry, this is a broken record, but in case you're watching this for the first time, I'm just currently recovering from adrenal fatigue. And I just felt like the Lord was saying to me, don't try to heal on your own, like you're trying to do too much on your own to heal by yourself. But actually, if you just remain in me, the healing will be done. But that's hard, because then I'm like, all right, well, what does that actually look like? Like, what am I actually supposed to do? And what steps should I be taking? Because I know that it doesn't mean like don't do anything at all. But the most important thing, if I'm doing all the steps to heal myself, but I'm not remaining in the Lord by resting in Him and spending time with Him, then it's useless. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys, that what I was just thinking about this morning from reading this. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that I feel like you want your mind to be renewed to understanding, like, okay, I'm not entitled to just have everything I want and anything I want, and entitled to all these things, and I also don't have to be independent and self-sufficient. I'm supposed to be dependent on the Lord. We were created to be dependent on Him because He is our Father. Now, one last thing that I wanted to read to you guys is one thing I wrote down in my journal yesterday morning. What's today? No, it was 2 mornings ago. And I don't remember what Bible verse this is from. I could just look it up, but I took this straight from the Bible and wrote it into my notepad, and I wrote down, be renewed in the spirit of your minds. Put on the new self. And I highlighted the new self. The one, like the new self, the one created according to God's likeness in righteousness and purity of truth. And for some reason that just really stood out to me. I don't know why. I just caught this revelation when I read it, because when it talks about like renewing your mind and becoming more like Christ, for me, I feel like I just said that really weird. I was like, Christ. For me, I feel like when I hear that, it sounds like I'm trying to achieve something that I am not, and that I am naturally not, and that it's going to be very hard for me to achieve. Like I'm just this like wretched, sinful person, and I'm never going to be able to achieve this holiness. Which, yeah, I know that by nature we are sinners, but when it said, put on the new self, the one created according to God's likeness. And Adam and I were watching a movie the other day on Genesis, and it was talking about how he made Adam and Eve, and they were made, how man were made in the image of God and in the likeness of God. And obviously I'm not saying that means we're equal to God. I'm just saying that we were made in his likeness. And for some reason when I read that, it's like I got this revelation that that is actually my true identity, that I was made in the image and in the likeness of God. And how can I describe this? You know how, okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense. So a lot of the times I will feel like my true self is who I was in my past. Like all of the sin and temptation and just stuff that I did, I feel like I have subconsciously been believing this lie that that's actually who I really am, because it's easy to be pulled into it, and it's harder, it's an effort to renew yourself. So I was kind of having this subconscious underlying belief, and maybe you guys have had this as well, that I was like, well, that's actually who I am, but I'm just trying to be better. But when I read this, it made me kind of realize this is who God created me to be. God did not create me to be this sinful person who was so brainwashed by the world. That's not my true identity, and that's not your true identity. So whoever you were in your past, well, it says that our old life is dead. It is passed away, and we have a new life when we come into Christ, when we accept Christ. And I just wanted to encourage you that that it's not that you are this, terrible person of your past, and that that's your true identity, and that you're just trying so hard to be renewed, but actually that this is who God has created you to be, and that is your true identity. The identity that God has created you in his likeness, in his image. And it just made me really realize, like, okay, I am actually a daughter, and this is my father, and this is how he has created me. And I don't need to keep getting pulled by this very, very, very faint lie that was just like dusted over everything, that was just like, yeah, but that's actually who you really are, Okay, so that is it for that. And what else? The very last thing that I just wanted to very quickly share with you guys is just a teeny tiny revelation, but maybe it will hit you as well. So whenever I would pray, I would always just say Jesus or Lord or God. And I felt about a week ago, I felt like the Lord was saying to me, call me Father, I am your Father. And then I was like, I don't know why, I just felt such a revelation of that that is my Father, and I'm his daughter. And it felt like such a much closer relationship. And that's what it is. That is what it is. But anyways, and then that same day I went on Instagram, and this Instagram Christian influencer popped up. And she said that she was in prayer and that God said to her, "Call me Father." And it was just crazy because it was literally within a couple hours or it was the next morning of me hearing that. And now every time I pray or even write in my journal, and I write like, "Lord, blah, blah, blah," and then I'm like, wait, and then I cross it out, and then I put Father, and then I'm just like, it just feels so much more personal, because think about how you would speak to your father, right? It's a personal relationship. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope that it can encourage you if your quiet time is feeling a little bit dry and you have a devotional book laying around that you can just reference to and just get your highlighter out and just see, okay, even after reading, sometimes I feel like what I would do in the past is I would read, and then in my head I would be discouraged and be like, nothing stood out to me. But I feel like you have to be really intentional to ask yourself that question and say, all right, what stood out to me? You know, when you're going to a Bible study and you're in a group of people and you finish reading something and then they say, what stood out to you? Because there's people around, I feel like you try a little harder because you're like, okay, let me find something. And it's almost like this accountability. And I feel like I've grown that accountability a little bit from doing Bible studies with Adam in the evenings, because then we ask each other what stood out to you. And you have to really make sure you are paying attention. So yeah, I try to ask myself that, okay, what stood out to me? And even if it's literally one line, that's it. And then, okay, well, Holy Spirit, what would you like to say to me about this? And that's that. But yeah, I hope that this can encourage you guys to be renewed, like it says here, be renewed in the spirit of your minds, put on the new self, the one created according to God's likeness in righteousness and purity of truth. And that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for liking this video, for commenting, for subscribing. Again, make sure that you go and subscribe to Adam's channel. I will put that up here as well. And there's 3 weeks left to enroll in NowBloom Academy if you're looking to become trained as a Christian life coach, or because it is very inner healing based, if you're just looking to receive inner healing for yourself and then you want to utilize those skills as a coach within your relationships, within your existing business or ministry, this course can still be for you. So I will also put the details below. And I think that that's it for now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.